go live.
Alright.
We've got 2 minutes, but... Alright, I think we are live.
Excellent. Hello, everybody. We're starting a little early today, but only by
like
a minute.
A minute.
So.
It's not that early.
It's really not. But hello. If you want to say hello back or ask us any questions, use the chat box. We are regularly paying attention to them and regularly answering the questions that pop through. And we look forward to hearing from you, so don't be shy. For those of you just joining us in Showcase Adventures, welcome. This is the Children of Anima Character Showcase live stream. I am Tara Lee Wolf, co-writer. The one currently drawing is Ty Lane, artist and co-writer.
Hello.
This live stream will be showcasing a different character every week, which you know if you've been here. Every one of them will be holding a different LGBTQ flag to show where they stand in the rainbow. We'll also be talking about the character in question, their past, their interests, the inspirations behind them, and what we're excited about for them. In the last several weeks, we've talked about several of our characters, including information about wolf shifters and some minor information about crow shifters. Today, we're drawing Apollo, who is a character in the Children of Anima comic that won't show up for a little while, but when he does, it will be with a splash, so to speak. Before we get started though, if you haven't read the prologue, we strongly encourage you to do so. You don't need to watch this stream, but we do believe you will enjoy it quite thoroughly. The link to it is posted in the description, so check that out after the live stream. You'll also find links to our Facebook page where you can stay caught up with all our news and information. You'll also find a link to our Twitter and our new Instagram, and links to the Little Red Productions Facebook page and Twitter. That being said, we're now going on to the interesting stuff. So, first of all, as I mentioned, this is Apollo. He is 16. Technically, if they ever go to school together, he would be in the same school year as Trisha, who is 15, and that's because his birthday is after the cutoff date. He is the eldest son in his family, which, if you were here 2 weeks ago, means that he should be the heir of his murder, which is a pack of crows. Oh, my voice has an echo.
Uh-oh.
Which, yeah, I'm hearing that a little as well.
It might be because you're talking a little loud and my mic is picking you up.
Oh, that's not fun.
You don't have to talk too loud.
I just get excited.
I know.
Alright, well, I'll try talking quieter and see if that helps. Thanks for that note, Ananda. And hello again, Michael. Good to see you back. Right. Apollo is the eldest son, which means he should be the next in line to take over the murder, which is a group of crows, and in this case, a group of crow shifters. But he is not, because his father has decided that he is not the best candidate. But we'll get more into that a little bit later. Apollo has black eyes, and his hair is dyed black, so that he looks like every other crow around him. Again, more about that later. He is 5'9", and like most crows, he's very tall and very slender. He is something of a jerk and a bully, and while that's never okay, a kid can only be what they've observed in the world around them.
That and a
And
lot of what he shows may be more of a mask.
yes, um, as you can see, he has a couple of piercings, which we are currently panned onto his face, so you can see them over his ears, and I think there's one in his nose.
Yes,
Yeah,
on the bridge of
yeah,
his
along the
nose.
bridge of his nose. So yeah, he likes his piercings. Um, so a little background on crows in general. They've been in North America for centuries. Crows are found all over the world, and North America's no exception. They were here long before the colonists found it. Um, More often than not, once the conflicts between the murder or between the Native Americans and the colonists happened, they were on the side of the Native Americans, as a lot of them were part of tribes or among or were a tribe themselves. Um, and while many of them did die in those conflicts, they were protected from mass executions under the Constitution, um, which came about when other immigrant shifters fought during the Revolution that guaranteed them rights under the Constitution for the first time in shifter history, and that spilled over onto the native shifters as well. Um, Crows did fight in World War I and World War II, which is something that was also required under the Constitution for shifter protections. Um, Crows and other avians were best suited for spying positions, as in the
Espionage.
beginning. Hmm?
I said espionage.
Yeah. Um, Mainly because people rarely look at birds, even when they know people can shift into them. Of course, that didn't last long, and by the end of the wars, numerous crows and other avian shifters died, as many shifters would start shooting any bird that flew nearby.
Mini soldiers.
What did I say?
Shifters.
Oh, yeah, many soldiers would shoot the birds. Um, One fun or not so fun fact is that Apollo's great grandfather died during World War II. About the time the war started, he and his wife had just had a baby, and then he went off to war and never came back. So Apollo's grandfather has no memories of his father, which is something that happens to a lot of people. So Apollo is. Did we decide whether he was a Gavlok or a Rook?
Um, I think he is. Right now, he's just a rook, but I think he was going to be trained to be a Gavlok.
Okay. And I'll get into what those mean in just a minute, because Michael wants to know which shifter species predated Europeans in America.
There are a lot of them.
There are a lot.
There were the crows. There were also some cougar or mountain lion shifters. Basically, any sort of animal that you would find in North America, there are shifters for those species.
Mostly predator or
Carrion.
carrion animals are what the shifters are. Um, it's unclear whether or not there used to be prey shifters, but if there were, they've all gone extinct. Um, if you're interested in a more detailed list of the species of shifters in America before the Europeans, we can see about figuring that out and posting it somewhere. let us know if that's something anyone's interested in, and we will see about getting that up. So right now, Apollo is what's known as a rook, which in a murder means that he's just an ordinary member of the group. He doesn't have any special tasks to do. He's just there. Which means that generally he doesn't have a job or a purpose. He's pretty much meant to do whatever he's told. He has no real standing, I believe is what we decided.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is training or hoping to become a Gavlock, which is the murder equivalent of a warrior, someone who defends the murder, protects it, that sort of thing. If you've been here before, then you know that the pack has different words for the members of their pack, as opposed to what the murder has, and a rook in the pack, because everyone is doing something and everyone has a job. Let's see, being 15 or 16, sorry, Apollo doesn't have a job which brings money in. He's a student, and his primary purpose is to work.
Is to work?
Sorry, is to learn. Where is my brain today?
It's okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
I mean,
That's okay.
it's been worse.
It has been worse. And that's why we have two people here, because Ty can catch my lips messing up and correct me so that no one is confused.
And tease you.
And tease me, because that's fantastic.
Because that's what best friends do.
It really is. Alright, so Apollo's family, he's got his father, who is the murdered Corbeau, or the leader of the murder. His father's job is to basically lead and take care of the murder, and make sure that anyone who wrongs them is taken care of. Yeah, they're a lot more vengeful than some other shifter groups, which can be very terrifying if you've wronged the murder, but we discussed that 2 weeks ago, so we're not going to get too much more into it unless someone really wants to know, at which point Skinson will go into that. Apollo's mother is dead. She died several years ago for reasons we'll get into a little later. And their father remarried not too long after that, and Apollo got a baby brother who is the Corbeau heir, meaning he'll take over for their father when he dies. And they've got a younger sister who is currently 3 years old, and well, let's just say that she knows what she knows.
She knows what she knows. That's ominous.
Okay, but it's like, she'll not so much a spoiler, but it's like we have this scene where later she will meet this other 3-year-old, and when this other child calls her something she isn't, she absolutely refuses to go by that, or to let anyone else call her that. She knows what she is and who she is, and you will color it, or she will not answer you.
That's fair.
So it wasn't meant to be ominous. It was just.
It just kind of sounded a little ominous.
Look. Um, so yeah, that's Apollo's family. Oh, he does also have a stepmother, obviously, um, but she's less important to Apollo right now. Are there human subcultures that emulate, copy, steal from various shifter cultures? Um, I mean, there probably are. We steal from other cultures in general, so I don't see why they make the shifters off limits. Um, but I mean, there are still. I'm fairly certain. I haven't run this across Thai yet, so we'll see. But I'm fairly certain that there are still the Wolfman and the vampire movies, and
Oh, more than likely,
um,
yes.
which may or may not, probably not, be accurate to what the shifters really are like. Um, but that some would say that that was um, stealing from who and what they are and altering it. And I'm very certain that there are Halloween costumes for the various shifter groups and various race cultures and fun things, just like we do today. Um, and I would also say that some of them care more than others. Um, there are people who like to claim Indian ancestry, which is a bit of a sensitive issue. Yeah, yep, that can be definitely. Um, but like there are also people who like, yeah, that can happen. That happens in the real world, and if it happens in the real world, it happens in this world because we try to stay very close to um, reality, even though it's a fantasy setting. Um, because yeah, it is a sensitive issue, and yeah, you got anything to add?
Nope. You're handling it.
Lovely.
Love you.
Uh huh. Um, but yeah, good question. And I hope I answered it right, fully. If you've got another part to that, feel free to let us know, and we'll elaborate more. Also, to anyone else just joining us, feel free to hop in with any questions you have. We would love to hear from you, and we'd love to answer any questions.
Oh my
Um,
god. We have at least 6 concurrent viewers.
we do, we do. So hello, everyone.
Hello,
Welcome.
people.
Um, so yeah, if you've got questions, feel free to ask them. If not, we're gonna keep going with what we have prepared. Um, that's not to say we don't want your questions. We do. We would love your questions. Um, so we just went through his family. So a bit of personal. You're handling it made me laugh. Thanks, my friend. Yeah,
She
made
got
Ty
this.
laugh
She
too.
got this.
Made Ty laugh too. Um, so Apollo grew up in a very traditional murder. Um, his father was the Corbeau and was dedicated to keeping things proper and always extracting revenge on those who wronged them and setting their murder up for success and basically the same old stuff that's been happening year after year, and they weren't very progressive and you know standard stuff. Um, but that means that so Apollo is a white crow, which is very rare in nature and even more so in shifters. Um, they are often avoided in traditional murders as a sign of bad fortune. Um, what to the extent that his mother killed herself when he was about 2 years old because of the disgrace. And and he is known growing up that the reason his mother is dead is because of his appearance, which very much takes a toll on a child,
Yeah.
and their sense of self in general, um, which will obviously play a part in the coming story and his own little character arc and everything that happens within that. Um, excuse me. As I mentioned before, his father made it again very quickly after her death,
Oh.
and he had a little brother not long after. When hmm?
Oh, you just your internet kind of blipped a little bit, so
Oh,
you kind
okay.
of went a little
Where did you
robot-y.
lose me?
Oh, you're fine.
Okay, okay. Sorry for the robot, guys. Um, let's see. When Apollo was fairly young, um, they began dyeing their hair black, not just to hide the fact that there were a white crow, but better fit in with all the dark-haired people surrounding them. Because if you stand out, you're more likely to get targeted. And Apollo stood out with his very white hair. And yeah,
That
he didn't
being
want.
said, in this picture, I'm not doing his hair black because in this, he's supposed to be able to be who he is, basically.
Yes, that's good. I like that. But when you first see him in the comic, their hair will be black, and yeah, they're a lot softer in this picture than they will be when they first show up.
Yes, yes, they are. Also, if you'll notice, we kind of keep switching between he and they. He uses both he/they pronouns, so
Yep,
we try and use both.
almost interchangeably, though not quite. Speaking of which, he came out as non-binary first when he was 13. Does he have Japanese facial features?
Um, he's not supposed to, but my style is very much influenced by anime, so
Yeah,
it
he
kind of
is.
happened on accident.
Yeah, yeah, he's no, he is. His murder has been in America forever. That's not to say they haven't taken in people, crows from other countries if they migrated here, but um, yeah, he's not supposed to.
Look.
Um, gee, drawing, yes. Um, but yeah, he attempted to come out as non-binary when he was 13. Again, the pronouns that they use is he/they. He's quite happy with either of them. Um, but his father was not pleased about it, and he didn't just refuse to accept it. Um, Apollo was kind of absent from the murder for about a week, and when he returned, he recanted his announcement. Um, so they knew that their father was not going to accept who they were, and that if they wanted any sort of approval, they would have to hide who they were. Again, not a healthy environment for a kid to grow up in.
And this is one more reason why Children of Anima is seen as an 18 plus comic, because we deal with very heavy themes, including stuff like abuse,
We do.
specifically like child abuse.
Yeah. Um,
So,
yeah, very much so. Um, and Apollo's father is very abusive in a number of ways. Um,
I forgot a line.
um, So their murder also moved every year or every other year. Apollo barely had a chance to settle into where they were and attempt to make friends before they were moving again. Finally, about the time or just before he turned 13, he just stopped trying. Um, it wasn't worth it. Uh, they love their siblings and would do anything for them. They believe Cormac, their brother, will be a fantastic corbeau when he grows up, and is very happy to be there beside him and watch him grow up and give him any support they can. So yeah, yeah. There's some little personal bits of history. Not all of it is pleasant, unfortunately. Um, let's see. Um, Apollo hasn't really had any romantic relationships in the past. Again, between moving so much and his own self-image, he hasn't really attempted to pursue one. Add to the fact that they move around often, it makes it difficult to form attachments to anyone outside the murder. Not that there are many in the murder who will actually look at him. Between the fact that he is a white crow and his father's obvious disregard for him, um, he's very much alone.
He's kind of seen a little bit as a pariah in the
Yeah,
murder.
yeah,
That's the right word, right?
yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's the
okay.
right word.
Sometimes I have to make sure because sometimes I use words wrong and I'm like, wait.
I would have corrected you, but yes, no, he is treated very much like a pariah at times, very isolated. That being said, he is very close to his siblings. Um, his brother, in particular, although his sister Jay regularly seeks him out when she wants to play or when she just wants something. And fun fact, he is the only one who can get her to take a nap when she's upset and cranky. So when she is very upset, his stepmother will often hand Jay to him to put her down. Um,
That sounds so bad. Like I know what you meant, but my brain just goes
I
put
know
her down. Oh.
okay, to
No,
anyone
I
listening, that's just
no,
a
I know. I know. I'm just teasing.
naps, people, naps. She is taking a nap.
It's okay. She's just asleep.
Is this a permanent asleep?
Oh, we're terrible people. Anyways,
We really are. No, it's just a nap. Um, uh, so yeah, he hasn't really had any real relationships outside of his family. Um, hasn't really had the chance, um, and he's very self-conscious about his appearance and who they are to even try anymore. Is it going to be more show backstory or backstory through exposition? Will there be seeing a history through different perspectives? Um,
I was thinking we're probably going to do some short stories
yeah.
eventually, especially after the characters are introduced and after things are talked about. There is also going to be a short arc in the comic that is based around him.
Hmm.
Um,
And some things will come through the exposition and
yes.
the communication between characters themselves. Um, and yeah, there will be something of a history through different perspectives that we will see over the course of the comic and getting to know Apollo and everyone. I flashbacks. Though
No.
I could be wrong. We haven't written down out everything yet, so I could be wrong.
We have an outline for everything, but we haven't actively written everything.
No, we haven't. Um, but yeah, you will get some specific things of backstory in the comic itself, and of course short stories, which are available to our patrons. So yeah. Um, but regarding his history and everything we've told you right now, it should come as no surprise that one of his main motivations is to please his father. Um, which he will likely never completely manage to do because his father is an abusive asshole. So, again, hopefully that will change. But for now, that's his main motivation. Um, let's see. A couple of his fears. He fears being abandoned. He fears not being good enough, which is being proven right every time his father looks at him. Um, and he fears proving his father right about his supposed worthlessness. This poor boy has a lot of self-esteem issues, which he doesn't show in the beginning of the comic. But then again, most bullies don't show their own personal problems, and Apollo is very much a bully in the beginning.
He got daddy issues.
He has a lot of daddy issues.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be giggling at that. Oh, fuck. Okay.
No, you're no.
I'm a terrible person.
Yeah. To be fair, though, his father is a horrible person.
And he's one of my favorite characters. Oops.
Okay, but we have established.
I like villains.
Uh-huh. And his father is very much one of the villains of our story. Similar at all to Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
You know? Yeah, kinda.
I would say that might be one of his character inspirations, in fact.
Unknowingly.
Yeah. Which does happen on several occasions, unknowing character inspiration. But yeah, there would be several similarities between them. Um, the desire and need to please, not being able to do anything to please him, knowing that nothing you do will ever prove to him that you're worthwhile. Yeah. So yeah, there are very much several similarities between Zuko and Apollo. Um, so yeah, good question, good pointing it out. Um, so Ty, would you say there are any other character inspirations?
Honestly, not that I can think of. With Apollo, I just kind of went, here's this boy, he's kind of a dick. Cause originally that's really all he was a dick. Um, and then I was like, I can't write a one-dimensional character. What is this? um,
Fair.
but he kind of, I don't know. Style-wise, he definitely kind of embodied a lot of. Oop, that's not the right button. A lot of the style that I wanted, like the very slim goth sort of style. But yeah, I can't really think of any specific like inspiration.
Fair. Not all of them have specific inspirations. A lot of
No.
them are very much an idea that became fully formed.
Yeah.
Um, sorry, phone apparently decided to yell at me. Um, but yeah, there's that. All right. So what are you most excited about regarding Apollo? So, fun fact: Apollo is very much Ty's character. Um, Ty created them. Ty tends to write their dialogue and their actions when we manage to get to them. Um, so, what are you excited about?
I'm just excited to see him. But also just his growth as a character and the relationships he'll build. Um, all the relationships he will build.
Yeah, I think I'm most excited about watching him heal.
Yeah.
Like, this child has been through some major traumas in his life, all of which centered around his abusive father. And while I don't want to give too much away, I think I'm most excited about watching Apollo begin to overcome that and grow into a person capable of loving himself, of, of considering himself worthy, and of looking at himself in the mirror and not hating what they see.
Yeah.
Because, and again, that's something a lot of people have trouble with, regardless of how they grew up or their childhood or um, anything. A lot of people look in the mirror and they just hate what they see. And that's true for transgenders and cis people and um, a lot of people who are overweight, just a lot of people in general. So I'm looking forward to watching Apollo grow. It is kind of interesting learning about villains from their children, like Draco Malfoy, although Draco is his favorite and spoiled brats.
Yeah, I like learning about villains and specifically like um how they interact with others, and his father is definitely going to be a piece of work, but
Yeah.
also knowing me, there might be some not redeemable qualities. He's not going to be redeemable.
No.
But empathetic qualities, I guess you could say. Like, you could kind of feel for him and kind of get where he's coming from, but cool motive, still murder. Is
See, this is where we differ. Ty likes him. I don't. I don't care what his reasons are. I don't care what he decides is why this is why he's doing it. I don't like him, and I'm looking forward to his end.
uh yes, but I'm also the one who just really likes villains.
I know you are. And I like the occasional villain, but not this one.
You don't like this one, but you like Voldemort.
Yeah, but he never, like, abused his own child.
No, he just mass murdered people.
He did, but he never took a child that was his to care for and abused them. It's the same reason I don't like the Dursleys. Maybe more tragic than empathizable? No, no. His father is not a tragic figure.
No, not really, no.
No. Like, he does have his own reasons for the things he's going to do. And I'm not going to give those away because that's kind of something that's...
As a spoiler.
But he does have reasons for it. He's not doing these things just to do them or because he can.
He's not necessarily right in his reasonings,
No, he's really not.
but he has them. Uh,
Um,
but yes.
um, yeah. So, alright. We still have some time left, and again, if anyone has questions, feel free to post them. Um, but I don't think we got into the specific crow dynamics in Corvus's video. Like, we went into a lot of the shifter dynamics in Zeke's and some of the others. People can like or respect a Loki or a Voldemort, but no one likes Umbridge. Exactly. Exactly. That is, yes. Exactly.
Yeah, well, that Umbridge is just
No one
unlikable.
likes Umbridge. No one likes Umbridge. And I don't like Apollo's father in almost the same way.
That's fair. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying you're wrong. I mean, no.
I see how it is. I see how it is. Um, but as this is a crow
Character.
shifter video and character, I can go into a bit more of the crow dynamics and explain a little bit about
Before
how a
you
murder
do
works.
that, we have another crow character next week
Oh, we
who
do.
might actually be a better fit for talking about the murder dynamics. Considering next week is Cormac, aka
true.
the Corbo heir.
Apollo's brother, that's right. I mean, I suppose we could put that off until next week. Are you done with the picture?
I just have to sign it.
Okay, that's fair.
Excuse me as I chow down on some jerky.
Alright then. Okay, so yeah, we will keep the crow dynamics to next week. Reason to pop back in if you're curious at all. So I guess that means that unless anyone has any more questions, we be done. Even though we've been here for less than an hour.
That's okay.
Some of them are longer than others, depends on questions we get.
Oh no, I fucked up.
Oh no, what'd you do?
I forgot to rasterize certain things.
Oh. Oof. Yep. So as Ty fixes his picture, anyone have any other questions or things they want to know about Apollo? We can take a couple questions about the world in general, so long as it's at least funneled in the direction of shifters. Because we would want to try and keep them centered on, yes, polka dots.
Yes, polka dots.
But yeah, we do want to try and keep these videos centered on
There we go.
the character or the species that they are.
Definitely. I think some things we can talk about, not related to this so much, unless we get some questions. The other, we are going to have a whole series of these, other than the ones that we have planned for streams. And those will be posted up to the Facebook as we go, or as they're finished.
Yep. We've got at least 3 that are almost done.
2 that are almost done.
Was it only?
Yes, because this was the other one.
Right. It was Joshua and then the triple.
Yes.
Okay.
But we've got a gay couple, we've got a lesbian couple, we have a poly relationship, and then we have a bi character and a few rainbow themed ones that'll actually be Hayden, Zeke, and Ariel, and we have one more ally character that will be uh, featured.
Zoe,
Yes.
beta of the wolf pack.
And then, of course, we have um, two more characters. We'll have Cormac, and then we'll have Trinity, who will both be featured on the live stream. As well as May 21st, we will have Hayden, his rainbow picture. So, yay.
Are there naming and language traditions associated with shifters?
Yes,
Well,
specifically
so,
with the
yes.
crows.
Like, would they have the first name in a pack? Yes. Yes. So specifically with the crows, a lot of crows tend to name their children after crow or bird-related stuff. And everyone in the murders shares the last name of the Corbeau. So, yes. As for, let's see, wolf shifters, not so much. At least not with the Graham pack. I'm sure there are some wolf packs that have a more traditional way of like doing that, but the Graham pack has never been particularly traditional. Everyone keeps their last name. Everyone chooses the names of their children to their own desires.
That being said, we do know that the Graham pack is special.
We do know the Graham pack is special, yeah. They are as unlike a lot of other wolf packs as you can get and still be a wolf shifter. And again, we'll get into that a lot more with the comic itself, because some of that involves spoilers, which we're not going to get into. But yes, there are naming and language traditions associated with various shifter types. And, this is the one we know of specifically right now. The crow one, we figured that out because they show up, and others will likely figure out as they appear, if they appear, as we expand the world more and everything. Good questions, though. Yeah.
I think with that. That was. I'm so sorry. I suddenly went to a video and it got very loud. I went to the wrong YouTube tab. I am sorry for anybody who is listening. Nanda helped our housemates navigate name change stuff in Oregon. Nice! Yeah, that's something I actually need to go through. Luckily, it's not a huge change to my name, but it's still a change to my name.
And those do cost money.
Yes, they do. So, a couple of things. We do, as we talked about, we have the Little Red Productions Facebook and Twitter down in the description. That is a big thing for us right now. Oh, excuse me. We also, while we haven't officially announced it yet, we do have a live stream, a special live stream next month after the after the character showcases. We'll be taking a little bit of a break from live streaming, and then I believe the very next live stream we'll be doing will be a very special charity live stream. We're going to be raising money for PFLAG, and we're going to be playing a bunch of games with a couple others from Little Red Productions. And it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a really long stream. We're talking like some of us are going to be there for about 14 hours. So it's going to be something. But we have a lot of incentives, a lot of fun things, and we look forward to seeing you all there.
That being said, I'm gonna backtrack back to the pictures.
Oh, sorry.
For just
Yep.
a minute. So also in July, in fact, on the
June
1st or June, sorry, either I think it's the 1st of June. We're opening a shop, a
For now.
beginning.
Yeah.
For now. And all of the character flag pictures we've been drawing will be put up onto the shop for people to purchase as mugs or t-shirts or a lot of
Stickers.
things. Stickers, yeah. Um, and again, we'll post about that as we get nearer, and we'll let everyone know where it is and when it is. And for the month of June, there will be sale going on, so everything will be at a discounted rate in honor of Pride Month.
Pride Month.
You cut out really bad,
Aww.
at least on my side. All I heard was Pride.
Pride Month.
There we go. That's better.
Yay.
So, so keep an eye out for all of that. We've got a lot of stuff coming up in June, and we're really excited about it. And we'll begin like posting a lot of stuff as May goes and continues on.
Yep.
One of which is the live stream that I already shared about. We're really excited about that one. We've been doing a lot of research and prep stuff for it,
So much
we
stuff.
hope to see you all there.
And if you guys donate, you can watch us be absolutely tortured, so. Just saying.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yep. But yes.
Alright, I believe that is.
Oh, I'm
it.
sorry. Oh no, apparently my voice was really loud and we could hardly hear you.
That's because I'm talking quietly. So
No,
they don't echo.
it might be because I had to turn you down in my Discord because you were so loud for me. And now we're finishing. I'm sorry. I'm loud.
That's something I know very well.
Oh, fuck you. You're loud too.
I love you. I know I am.
Woke
know
me
I
up
am.
this morning answering your phone call.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But thank you. I'm sorry for the noise issues. We'll try and get that figured out for next time. Thank you for stopping by, though. We hope you enjoyed it. I think that's everything.
I believe so.
Alright?
So, we will see you next week when we are streaming Saturday? Saturday.
Saturday.
Right. Michael!
Michael, say something. We can't fix it if we don't know something's wrong.
She's the one with all the information.
let's
Y'all
see.
need to be able to hear her.
Yeah, you really do. So if our volumes are off, you have to tell us. Please tell us. So yeah, we're doing Cormac next week. Another crow shifter, and we'll get into a lot of the crow dynamics and traditional stuff with them. So look forward to that. Alright?
Alright,
Bye.
see you next week. Have a good day.